everyone's doing great. Same as here. Norah is fine as usual. Yes, you're most welcome and good morning to those who are just waking up. Come walk with me today, guys. And don't forget to like and share. And if you're new here, you're most welcome. My name is Norah. Yes, guys, you're most welcome to my channel. Let me first stretch my back. Oh, hey Nathan, how are you? Hello. How are you, Nathan? I hope you're doing great. You're most welcome to my channel. My name is Norah. Hi. Yes, how are you, my beautiful people? Good evening. When you sleep during daytime, you wake up when you're too lazy, to be honest. That's what I'm experiencing now. I feel my entire body is itch. I feel pain. I need a massage. I need to sit in the cold ice water, but I'm working. Anyway, you're most welcome to my channel. My name is Norah. If you're new here, please can you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have more beautiful videos on my channel that you can check out. So guys, today we want to talk about something that, okay, some people think it's over asking or it's not realistic in Africa. We as Africans, me as an African woman, if a man is going to marry me, this is what we call dowry. And dowry, it's in so many different cultures that you have to pay before taking a woman. A woman is not taking advantage of you. But I was saying, if you're white here, please don't be mad about what I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to talk about something. This is a culture thing. And most of the people are like, no, why should I pay for a woman? Why should... In Africa, you have to. In Africa, you have to. As long as you're going to marry an African woman, the woman who did not grow up in abroad, like growing up in another country, we who are African, sometimes, okay, people who have grown like abroad, like their parents, they can be like, Nana, maybe you can just take our daughter. But parents who have grown up in Africa with their daughters, first of all, growing up, you'll always be told at home, you'll hear this conversation at home, your parents telling you, is that how you'll be treating your husband? So they raise you in a way that so that when someone comes in your life, you know how to treat them better. It's like being trained to be a wife. You're the one who reaches a time and you're like, you know what, me, I want to work. Hello, you're most welcome. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. So welcome to my channel. Let me give you guys a hug. Ooh, and thank you so much, guys, for coming. I really appreciate love. Thank you so much, guys. It's like Arabs, they ask for gold, but we ask for cows. We ask for cows and goat. We ask for hen and other things that comes with that. That thing that they are asking, the most important things, it's about negotiation. If you can negotiate with parents, there's how they can increase some things and reduct from that and then tell you, you know what, this is what we need, and other things they will increase. Others they won't reduct. Like for example, animals, they ask, if they know you cannot afford most, nowadays animals are so expensive, you have to pay. But if you cannot afford the numbers of the animals they have asked, you can negotiate and tell them, you know what, guys, I can pay 1 to 2 to 3 cows. I cannot pay 30. I cannot. But others who are rich, there are some men who are rich. I'm here. Oh, Taylor, you're learning Nigerian's word. You're learning the pidgin. How are you, my dear Taylor? Vibes with Taylor. How are you? You're most welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing great. Hey guys, good evening everyone, and good morning for those who have just woken up. So they ask you all these things. each country asks, like each tribe, let me say each tribe, there's what they ask. Some will ask you like 30 cows, and some will ask you like 50. There's some, if a man feels that, yes, I'm rich, this woman is worthy than what I'm going to pay, they will pay. But some will complain. Let me tell you, as you're complaining, not everyone's pocket is complaining. That's the world out there. You see, in this world, you'd be like, no, what? Some women in Africa, they are gold diggers. Where is the gold? Before you call someone a gold digger, where is the gold that they are digging? If they've asked you for some things and then you want to marry them and then they ask you for paying their dowry, and then you start calling them gold diggers, really? Where is the gold that they are really digging from you? The moment they ask you for that, and then you're like, no. So, marriage, you have to put it aside if you're not willing and if you're going to complain about what they'll ask you. So this is what we call tradition. And that's not even yet the marriage that you haven't yet gone to church. There's what they call visiting. There's a lot of process that you have to go through, like marrying a woman. And I've seen like Westerners, sometimes they complain. Few Westerners, sometimes they complain. And a person who has money, a Westerner who has money will be like, okay, there's no problem. You're just buying a cow to pay for this woman. She's worthy, I'll take it. But you'll find some complaining. I'm really sorry for those people who complain. But it's not that they are being... I've seen a lot of people saying that that's not being realistic, that's not love, that's like, I find hit 113 subs. Oh, congrats Taylor, congratulations. Guys, you can check on Vibes with Taylor. Yes, he's a friend of mine. He's a very good supporter. You can support him too. And you're most welcome for those who are new here. So our theme today, we are talking about the dowry, what people, we Africans, we ask. And you find some foreigners are being like, no. That's, you're asking for too much. Guys, you're worthy to ask whatever you want. That's why me, I love Arabs. Like, if you don't have it, you're not taking anywhere someone's daughter. No. Here in Arab countries, if you don't have what they have asked, if you don't have gold to give for that woman, you're not taking that woman anywhere. It means she's not worthy to you. But if you find someone worthy, you love someone, they pay. Someone who is willing to be married, they pay for those gold. And then someone has asked you for a car, whether you're $5,000 US. You know, when someone asks you for that $5,000 US, you'll be like, no, I can't. That's cheating. That's not cheating. Traditional things, if you're not willing to face traditional culture, if you're not willing to be with people who are cultured, just remain where you are, where you're just going to meet parents and say, hey, mom, dad, this is my fiance, and the next day it's marriage. No. In Africa, you have to go through a process. Parents have to enjoy what they have invested into their daughter. Parents have to, because they know what they are giving you. They are not giving you just a person who is going to take away your joy, but they are giving you someone who is going to take care of you. They are giving you a wife material. Unless some people reach a time they change. Even if they change, still, that's, once you've taken, that's your problem. Parents have already achieved what they wanted from their daughter. The daughter has represented them so well by bringing a man at home, and then that man has paid for the dowry. You joke with the parents telling you all the time when you're growing up. These are the things you hear. If you do something like, for example, you'll be serving maybe your brothers or maybe your uncles, your aunties, and there's a way maybe you talk, you sit, you behave. You hear them telling you all the time, is that how you're going to behave into your husband's house? And so every time they have to remind you that there's a way how you have to behave in a nice way so that you don't embarrass yourself in the future. Because they'll ask, where did she grow up from? Did she grow up from a jungle? You know, there's a kind of behavior. These people who have these behaviors. They are serving food and then someone just jumps a plate. You know, those behaviors are not good. So your parents make sure that you have none of those behaviors in your system. They have to wash it out of you when you're still young, growing, knowing that you don't just jump people's food. You don't just jump. Okay, let me give you an example. You found someone sitting next to the door and they have put their legs on the door. You have to ask for permission. You have to ask someone, can you please fold your legs so that I can pass? You don't just jump a person, no. For us it's really, really bad in our culture. Like, it's really, really bad. You have to go back and apologize. You don't just jump people anyhow. So those are the things that you grew up knowing, taking care of yourself, doing this. Some kind of things I may not say. Let me not expose a lot, but I'm just saying the few things that as a person you also have to know that there's what they call manners from home. You don't need to learn manners from school that teachers always have to. The teachers, their job is to teach you things in the book, the history, the what, the geography, those are the things they have to teach, but they don't have to teach you everything. As they always say, the charity begins from home. Yeah, so you have to pay it. If you don't have it, then voila, bye-bye. If you have, you can afford the 500,000, then it's okay, you can use that. But remember, you're going to spend, let me say, like, you reach up to $7,000 in just marrying an African woman. Your budget will reach to that point. Leave alone where someone's going to say, tell you that 500 grand and they're like, that's too much. Some African weddings or traditional marriage, just traditional before wedding, it costs really a lot. And a man who is, okay, it's not, that money always does not come from one person. Some of you maybe expect like, oh, is a man is the only person who's going to pay that money. Sometimes, so when you've told your parents, a woman from your wife from their side, they will collect money. Like, they will have a meeting, like a family meeting. They sit, every time they gather together, they have to collect money so that they also buy something for the groom. But for them, what they buy, it's not that much. Their job will be to buy food, the drinks, to buy the groom. There's what culture wear they buy for the groom, that. And then most of the things comes from the groom's side, because the groom is the one who is taking their daughter. So they are the one who are giving you. By them giving you their daughter, you have to give. That's why they ask dowry. And then that dowry, they can ask you for like 30 cows or like 13 goats. And then you give a hen, the cocks. You don't give the female, you give the male. And then you take, and then you give a wife. But if you don't have, you can still negotiate with parents. If you cannot afford for the 30, you can negotiate with parents, and then you tell your wife, and then your wife goes and talks to their people, and they tell them, you know what, my personal cannot afford the 30. He can give maybe 5 to 6, 7. You know, you negotiate. You don't just go like a fool. You also have to speak up for yourself. Leave alone where they just drive you and you also enter into the car and then they just take you. You know, you have to have a bus stop. If someone is understanding what I'm meaning by a bus stop, you tell someone, I'm from there. That's where I'm stopping. You speak up. You don't just sit there and then they tell you 30. You also just give 30. You also have to talk, so that you don't sit like they are overtaking everything, they are being selfish, or maybe they are being gold diggers, you know. It's what they call worthy of marrying an African woman. You don't just take. You don't just come and introduce. And then I've seen a lot of people, like most of people go nowadays. Some people rush things up. Someone will just go and get married, court marriage. And there are some parents who don't like that. They want you to bring that man home. Whether you did the civil marriage, they don't care about that. Still, that man has to pay. Unless you guys are just doing it for business. Some people do things for business. Hey, Assalamu alaikum. How are you? You see, if you come here in an Arab country, you find women demanding for things, and sometimes you think that, no, they're asking for too much. My dear, they're not asking for too much, because someone knows they're worthy. They say, know you're worthy, and you as a person, you're also worthy. If someone truly, truly loves you and wants to be with you, they'll pay. That's why I find most of them are home. They are not married. They're still living with their parents. Sometimes someone will tell you, me, I'm not married because maybe my cousin got married to someone else. But we as Africans, we don't get married to our cousins. We get married to anyone we want, as long as that person is not from the same clan with you. We don't get married to people that we are related to. We don't get married with people that we are from the same clan with. No. Those are the cultures that you have. And before even that, you go for the blood test. And then they test your blood. You shouldn't be with the same blood type. If you're both with the same blood type, there is nothing. I'm telling you guys, both of you might think you're in love, but your parents have to follow up. They avoid a lot of things. Parents, they see from far. So they follow the tradition that we follow there. However, my sometimes is like, hey, no, me, as long as they marry me, they marry. Some parents don't feel good when their daughter just goes like that. They just, someone comes in that just takes you away without even paying for anything. They feel like, no, they are failed. Some parents want their child to leave home in a proudly way. You can make a small, because everyone has their own terms and conditions on what they want. There are some people who ask, I want a big wedding. Sometimes having a big wedding, it does not end well. It's not the happiness that you're going to get. You might ask for something big, but later on you're going to cry into that joy. There's asking for something small, and you're going to enjoy that. The more you stay with a person and the more you know the person, the more you can agree on something that you can do and things that you cannot do as two partners. So leave alone where people say that, no, African women, they are just so free. Just go and then you give the parents the cows. My dear, those cows have the condition. You may laugh and think that parents are just giving their kids just anyhow, but it's not giving their kids anyhow. There are some parents, when you do something wrong to their kids, they have no problem in returning all your things. They'll be like, okay, you're mistreating our kid because you've given us this and you think she's worthy. They'll show you that what you've paid for is not worthy than her life. Your things will be returned. Some parents don't care. And don't do what the worst thing that they will do to you. If you impregnate that woman, me, I love some parents. They are so realistic and they are funny. If you impregnate their daughter, and then you've married that woman, and then you're mistreating that woman, and then the woman goes back to their family, and you demand for what you've paid for. The question the parents will ask you, when you were marrying our daughter, was she pregnant, or did you find her with any kid? Sometimes parents don't return anything because they will tell you that, can you give us our daughter the way she went with you? She wasn't pregnant. She was fully packaged, and you came, you took, and now you're bringing you're bringing back someone with someone. Eh? No way. Some parents don't pay back. They refuse unless you can. There's a guy one time who married a virgin. Marrying virgins in Africa is also another problem. That other man you have to face. And so, okay, African parents, sometime when you marry into an African home, both of you are both Africans. There's some Africans who rush. If you get married immediately, they expect you to conceive. So this girl was a virgin, and she was married off with 3 cows, not too much, only 3 cows, because they were both Africans. But from a man's side, they were demanding so much, always putting this girl on pressure. And so from there, from the pressure that came from the parents, the guy started mistreating this girl. They will always fight. Remember, the girl was young and, taking someone. The girl was in her 19s there. She wasn't that old enough. She was still young. That age, she's still young, doesn't know much about life. She still needs herself to enjoy things. But that's why they say problem, do not live with your in-laws. Me, I'm telling you guys, in-laws also sometimes they can be problems to you. Living in the same compound with your in-law, you cannot feel that comfort that you want. I've never gotten married, but I've seen most of people experiencing it. They always complain. And they will always say the best way to live a happy marriage is not to live with your in-law in a same place. Yeah. Because every time someone will be like, what did my son buy for you? What did our brother give you? They are always into your life. So this young lady she took her time. Maybe at her home they told her, take your time. Don't just reach there immediately and conceive. No, take your time. So the girl also took her time, but the problem was the guy started mistreating her. From there, the guy added on another wife on top of her. And when they marry someone else, so when they married another wife, this wife immediately conceived. She gave them a child. And they started insulting her, and mistreating her. The father reached a time, got tired of of always seeing her daughter coming back home with bruises. The child is always coming back crying. And the funniest thing, marrying an African woman, and if you've married that woman from the village, remember, your divorce is going to be in public. The entire community has to be there. And then they'll ask you questions as a man, and they'll bring what you've paid, like your dowry. The parents from the wife side has to come with everything that you've paid for. And then, so this gentleman was asked, so the guy was like, I'm tired of this woman. She cannot bear me a child. I want her to go back to her father's house, but I want what I paid for back to me. The father of the lady was like, excuse me, so you want back your dowry, right? Yeah. So the guy was like, yes, I want back my dowry so that I can go and pay off to my second wife that I married for. And then the father of the girl was like, have you ever slept with my daughter? The guy kept quiet. The guy will just answer my question. Simple. Some parents are really tough when it comes to their children. The guy was like, answer me, did you sleep with my daughter or no? The guy was like, we were married, what were we supposed to do? So the dad was like, okay, that's right, thank you for replying to me. So can you return my daughter's virginity? Can you return it back? Because I cannot give anything back to you because you'd already spoiled my daughter. You've taken my daughter into something. I'm telling you guys, the father refused to return. So when the father refused to return the dowry, the daughter got married to someone else. Like after a year, she got married somewhere else, and she was happily, this time she got married in the city. It wasn't in the village. When they got married, Imagine in 1 year that she got married there, she became pregnant, she conceived. So wonders shall ever end. Wonders shall never end, I'm telling you guys. So the ex-husband received the news that the ex-wife has conceived from the marriage where she went. So the guy went with his family. They were like, we are here for our cows that we paid for. When your daughter left my house, she refused to conceive for me. When your daughter went to someone else's home and she got married there, she conceived. How comes she conceived immediately? When I was with her 5 years, she never conceived. So the father was like, you don't know that the cow does not give birth immediately. Okay. The father was funny. That is like, you don't know the cow does not give birth immediately. It takes its time. So you thought my daughter would just go and immediately. My dear, maybe they had to lecture this guy. They refused to give him the cow. They only told him, if you can bring back the virginity, then you can take it. You know, village marriages are marriages that you don't interfere with. Your life will be in public, where everyone in public will know. If you have an argument, the entire community will gather, like they'll move around with the speakers announcing, guys, today so and so they'll be divorcing, so make sure you come. We cancel them. We want to know the reason of their separation. And you guys, you have to talk there. You see that gathering of the villagers, like community gathering together. You have to speak up the reason behind you, why both of you want to be separated. And then both of you has to say whatever. If it's a bedroom thing, you just have to put it the way it is, because people have to know. And from that gathering where communities gather to hear or to judge the two married couple that are trying to not be together, they'll tell both of you that, you know what we have decided in this relationship, it's about bedroom thing. They will not separate both of you. They will tell you to go back and try again. You can imagine the entire community telling both of you to go back and make that relationship work. Leave alone, guys. Don't ever get married. Me in my community in the village, like my village where I come from, you better get married in the city, because they won't know much about your fiance's lifestyle, and you also as a person, your lifestyle. But if you get a man from that community, your life will be an open book to them. The only thing that will not be an open book, maybe it's your financial, but your love life will be an open book, where the villagers has to know what's going on into your marriage. You're joking. Times of the life. Would you still marry an African woman after all the dowry they have asked you for? Stop saying that we African ladies, we are gold diggers. We are not gold diggers. Our parents, they have to reap for what they sowed. They are not giving you half package. They are giving you the full package. Anybody who is marrying a full package woman. Since that. Yes, guys, you're most welcome. Why are you running? Why are you running? How are you? Tell me, guys, will you marry an African woman and pay for the 30 cows? Let me know in the comment section below. Would you marry me for 30 cows? Just let me know. for 30 cows? Come and tell me. Because somehow like demanding for Darian, people are saying that she's a gold digger. Would you marry me for 30 cows? 30 like this, you see. 1, 2, 3, 20, 30. Would you pay my dowry for that? Because some people ask for gold, but we ask for cows. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Would you marry me for 30 cows? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you're new here, you're most welcome. So, in case you've just come in, I was asking, would you marry a woman for 30 cows? Because I found myself hearing the Westerners saying that no, how can I pay for 30 cows? What does she have? Guys, that's part of the tradition. You know, every country with its own culture. We Africans, we have our own culture. When you're going to get married, there are some things that parents make you do that your family from the Orient, even so, family from your husband's side won't know the kind of culture that you have to do. If you're both Africans, you'll understand. It's like Indians when they are getting married. They also have their own culture thing that they do. So guys, I don't know why some people always call us gold diggers. It's really bad when you call us women from Africa that gold diggers. That's part of the tradition. You thought you just wake up in the morning and say, hell, let me come because I'm from which part of the planet. I'm going to marry an African woman. You think you're just going to take them like that? No, you have to pay. You have to pay, guys. It's not for free. Because parents, they are giving you the full package. They are giving you the wife who knows how to cook, iron, give you children, take care of you. You know what it means. They are giving you the full package. So stop saying that we are gold diggers. If you cannot pay for 30 cows, you can negotiate with parents and say, okay, I will pay like 6 cows, 5, 4, 3. Even some people pay only 1 to 2 cows. Who are you? Why do you be chicken? If they tell you the number, don't be afraid. Talk to your wife and tell your wife, babe, can I negotiate with your parents because I cannot afford that amount of cows? They can always tell you what they want. And then later on, in the future, when God has helped both of you to earn more money, you can pay back everything that you know. Stop saying that we African women, we are gold diggers. We are not gold diggers. And our parents are not selling us off with those animals that they are selling us off. No. Just know if you mistreat me, those cows will help me to raise your kids that I came out from that marriage with. It's investment. It's an investment. Okay, so don't fear to marry a woman, okay? If anyone has been crushing me and my parents, they tell you that, you see, our daughter, you have to pay 60 cows. If you really, really love me, make sure you pay those 60 cows. Again, don't go on complaining. Don't go on complaining to people. Because while you were dating me, social media wasn't there between the two of us. It was only me and you. So, you come, you tell me, babe, I want to marry you. Once you were asking me for marriage, social media was not there. So when my parents, they tell you to take our dearest Nora, you have to pay 30 cows. Make sure you pay 30 cows. If you don't have, please, you can negotiate with them. My parents, they know my worthy. Yes, I'm worthy something. Every human being on this planet is worthy. Do you know what people go through childbirth? Someone's child giving their life. Giving birth is like giving away your life. Because you don't know whether you're going to survive or you won't. So, to some people who think, I'll just marry, we love each other, no. You have to do the traditional. Did you say how? Okay, let me give you an example. If you think that everyone is broke, not everyone is broke. You see Nick Jonas, the Jonas that we know, that celebrity, left all the way from US and traveled to India to do the traditional. What do you think took him there? Because he really loves. If you really love someone, you're willing to do the culture thing with them, not to complain. I think those men who are always complaining here, those people are the ones who are poor. They are the stingiest one. They are the brokest one. Those are the people who want free things. How can you say that? No, me, I can't marry. If you don't have money, negotiate. Learn to negotiate. We are the team negotiating. Who is willing to negotiate for me? Don't forget to like and share. Like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here. My name is Nora. this African woman is telling you that, are you willing to pay 30 cows? And now I can see the broke ones are saying that, no, how can I pay 30 cows? What am I getting? What am I investing into? Do you know what it means to chew someone's every night? perfume nizifukira perfume. Who is going to marry me for the 50 cows? You know, when you say 30 cows, some people are like, no, I'm worthy that, right? Look at all the beauty. I'm worthy of 30 cows, guys. Make sure that anyone So my beauties, Nora has to go. Nora has to go and cook. But I think, would you marry a woman for 30 cows, an African woman? Would you marry me for that amount of the cow? Yes, even me, my parents, they can ask for 30 cows. Why is it that I'm about to go and people are just coming in? Huh? People. Okay, maybe I shouldn't go. I'll be back. Wait for me. Let me go make the tea and then noodles. Don't go anywhere. Like and share.